green tea for your breath. Marion Nestle sets us straight on pink slime and why calories count, and how are shoppers changing their meat shopping habits. For April 25th, 2012, this is Food News Today. Good morning. Food News Today is sponsored by ConAgra Foods, who shares with me the desire to provide the most current, interesting, and unbiased food news. To start the show, we have a candid interview with Marion Nestle, professor in the Department of Nutrition, Food Studies, and Public Health, and professor of sociology at New York University. The New York Times calls Marion the nutrition and policy guru and an all-around heroine, and I would have to agree. She's a friend, and I consider her one of the smartest all-around people that I know. So earlier, I spoke with her about everything from pink slime to, of course, her new book, Why Calories Count, From Science to Politics. Marion, welcome today.
Oh, glad to be here, Phil.
Before we get to your new book, Why Calories Count from Science to Politics, give us the 101 on pink slime. What do you think about this? You know, it's interesting to me that the industry reacted so quickly, shutting down factories, pulling it out of the food supply, and then just the past couple days, they're coming back fighting for it. In fact, even presidential candidates are out there fighting for pink slime. What's going on?
Well, they're fighting for it with jaw-dropping, high-level support. The idea that 3 governors, 2 lieutenant governors, the Secretary of Agriculture, the Undersecretary of Agriculture would all weigh in on this to protect a private company is really quite astonishing. I think it's unprecedented. I don't ever remember a government, this kind of government support for a private company that wasn't an entire industry. It's just one company. So I think this is a very, very clear indication of what money can buy, because this company is very careful about where it puts its financial support, and it has supported a lot of candidates. And a lot of, it's an enormous supporter of the Republican Party, which raises the question, why is a Democratic administration getting involved in this? And I think it must be because they buy so much of it for the school lunches.
So is pink slime out of our food supply, if you had to guess?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I think you get a choice between cost and not cost. If cost is your only consideration in what you're eating, you'll keep eating it.
Let's move on to your new book, Why Calories Count, From Science to Politics. Why do calories count?
Well, they count if you're worried about your weight. They absolutely count. If you're an eater, as we all are, there are 2 things you need to be concerned about. One is the nutritional quality of the food that you're eating, and the second is the number of calories that it provides. If you're simply worried about weight, calories count, and they're all that counts. If you're worried about your health, which I hope everybody is, then you have to worry about where those calories come from. Thanks so much, Marion. And everyone should go out and get a copy of her book, Why Calories Count, From Science to Politics. If you want to know about food from top to bottom and learn how to eat right and separate diet fads from facts, this is the book for you. We've been hearing for a long time about the many benefits of green tea, but the latest comes from a team at Israel's Institute of Technology that found that antioxidants in green tea, the polyphenols, can destroy a number of compounds in our mouths that can lead to bad breath, tooth decay, and even mouth cancer. Green tea is truly a super drink. Previous studies have suggested that green tea helps prevent cancer and heart disease, lower cholesterol, and can even ward off Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. EGCG is the component that has been studied the most, and researchers commented that altogether there's increasing interest in the health benefits of green tea in the field of oral health. Just as a reminder, green tea is made from the same plant as black tea, but processed in a different way. It retains less caffeine and more polyphenols. It has been consumed in China and the Far East for thousands of years and is gaining popularity here in the U.S. There are a few factors that may be contributing to today's shoppers changing their meat buying habits. Meat prices, environmental awareness, health and nutrition trends, as well as a growing adventurous foodie culture who are looking for more choices in the meat department. But how well do consumers actually understand the different meat cuts? In an exclusive supermarketguru.com quick poll, we set out to see if consumers are confused
by the meat case. When asked, do you feel confused or confident when buying meat in the supermarket, 18% say they do feel confused. Only 26% feel confident, and 57% feel like they're somewhere in the middle. Here are some specific other behaviors that we found out. 42% think that there are 2 to 3 dozen different cuts of meat in the meat case. 24% think that there's a dozen or less, and 36% think there are 4 or more dozen. 36% do not understand the differences between different cuts of meat, how they should be cooked or eaten, and what they're actually worth. 35% say they do understand the differences, and 29% they're not sure. Let me know what's on your food mind. And remember to log on to foodnewstoday.com anytime to access our archives and replay this episode as well as others. Thanks for watching.